Hi folks, my name's Jared Bentley and you're watching the latest edition of the Pop Chronicle right here on JohnsonCityPress.com.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
In this week's Pop Chronicle, I'm going to tackle a genre that is very popular and very lasting, the fantasy film. You might be asking yourself as you go down this list, why isn't he mentioning Harry Potter? Why isn't he mentioning the Lord of the Rings films or other fantasy films that have made a huge impact on people for years? Well, that's because this is my list. It's my 5 favorite fantasy films, not the 5 best, my favorites. And there are plenty that didn't make my list, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, Harry Potter films, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Lady Hawk, The City of Lost Children from Janae and Caro, Excalibur, the Hellboy films, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Night Watch. There's so many, just too many to choose from really. But these are my 5 favorite fantasy films. Number 5, Pan's Labyrinth. This is Guillermo del Toro's masterpiece. It is as jarring as it is beautiful. It's inventive and amazing, and all of the performances throughout are riveting and extremely well done. This is not for kids. It gets very violent at times and it can be kind of disturbing, but it can also be so beautiful. It is a wonderful motion picture. I would suggest if you haven't seen it, make time to do so. Number 4 is not a movie, it's a man. I couldn't choose just one Terry Gilliam film, so I chose Terry Gilliam. Whether it's the little people with big problems in Time Bandits, the awe-inspiring futuristic dreamscape of Brazil, the apocalyptic 12 Monkeys, the audacious spectacle of Baron Munchausen, or the gritty psychological adventure that is The Fisher King, Terry Gilliam makes films that offer an escape. From his early days with Monty Python, Terry Gilliam has been an innovator, and he makes films that define the word fantasy.
And I am that degenerate and remove your presence! I like New York in June. How about you?
You know who I am?
A hood ornament.
No. I'm a knight on a special quest.
Quest.
And I need help.
Number 3 is also a tie because I couldn't choose between the 2. Highlander and Conan the Barbarian. Highlander is a wonderful story, especially before all the alien lore got involved and changed everything up with Highlander 2. When it was a pure fantasy film in the first movie, it was great. It had a fantastic storyline, a wonderful cast, and my favorite performance by Sean Connery. Highlander is one of those films that will stand the test of time because it is a timeless story. And then there's Arnold Schwarzenegger in Conan the Barbarian. Conan is the role that Arnold was born to play, and John Milius knew it. When he cast him in his movie, he knew he had something special. He hired Oliver Stone to help him punch up the script. He worked on James Earl Jones and brought him into the film to give it more gravitas and credence, and he had something that he knew would reach people in the fantasy genre. This is an overlooked film, I believe. As popular as it is, it deserves more praise. There's nothing about this film that I can look at and say I was disappointed with. As a young man, Conan was an all-time favorite. It's slipped a little bit since then, maybe quite a bit since then, but it's still one of my favorite fantasy films. Number 2 is one of my favorite films of all time, Big Trouble in Little China. Kurt Russell is an American treasure, as is John Carpenter, and he helped create characters that Kurt Russell turned into gold. Snake Plissken from Escape from New York and Jack Burton here in Big Trouble in Little China are men that you can count on, and Kurt Russell plays them perfectly with a sly grin. Everything about this movie is perfect. Even the most ridiculous things become sublime in John Carpenter's hands. He works it into the story, and you can't help but smile, laugh, and root for the good guys. I love Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh God, is this really happening?
This is gonna take Cracker Jack timing, Wang.
1, 2, 3. We may be trapped.
Total concentration.
Safety.
Yeah. You ready, Jack? I was born ready.
And the #1 film on my favorite fantasy list is The Princess Bride. The Princess Bride is perhaps the world's most perfect movie experience. It's got something for everybody. No one dislikes The Princess Bride. And if you do, I don't ever want to meet you or have anything to do with you. This is a film that everyone should see. It should be a mandatory viewing experience. And it has Andre the Giant in one of the most lovable movie performances ever caught on film.
It's my fault being the biggest in the strongest. I don't even exercise.
The cast is amazing, the cameos are spot on, the relationships feel so real. The Princess Bride is the perfect movie experience and my favorite fantasy film of all time.
I'm retired. I might kill whoever you want to meet the miracle.
He's already dead.
I'll take a look. Bring him in.